What if every good thing you've ever done wasn't actually good? What if it was just payment for something no one knows you did? Because one man spent 40 years trying to balance a single moment, and in the end, he still couldn't. Elias was 72, the kind of man people point to when they talk about kindness. He fixed fences for free, chaired the local charity board, checked in on neighbors without being asked. A widower, a grandfather, a man with a reputation so clean no one ever questioned it. But none of it was accidental. Because 40 years earlier, on a fog-thick road, something happened. Late night, low visibility, a sudden shape in the road, impact, silence. Elias stopped the car, but he didn't get out. He drove home. He washed the blood off his bumper, went inside, and never spoke about it again. No one was ever caught. And that's where most people think the story ends. It doesn't, because Elias didn't forget. He kept track, not publicly, not on paper, but in his mind. Every good deed was a transaction. Every act of kindness, a deposit. He wasn't helping people because he was kind. He was trying to balance something that couldn't be balanced. 40 years of good behavior, 40 years of quiet generosity, 40 years of building a reputation strong enough to bury the truth. And then, something surfaced. A local museum began preparing an exhibit, History of Our Town. Old photographs, forgotten names, cases that were never closed. A volunteer researcher had been combing through police archives, quietly, methodically, the way truth usually moves. She found something in the woods, near that same road, a rusted bicycle frame, still there, after 40 years, leaning against the same tree, like it was waiting. The handlebars were bent, paint stripped down to bare metal. A child's bike. No name, no family, no closure. Just a frame, and a cold case file being reopened for the first time. They were asking the community for help, donations, tips, anything, to finally give the victim a name. Elias saw the notice, read it twice, then sat down, because for the first time in 40 years, he had a real choice. He had the money, enough to fund the entire investigation, anonymously. If he did, the victim's family would finally get answers, a name, closure. But the truth wouldn't stop there. It would lead back to him, and everything he built would collapse. His family, his name, his freedom. 40 years of good on one side, one moment of truth on the other. A week later, Elias made a donation, not to the investigation, to a local park project. A new bench appeared, polished wood, brass plaque. Kindness is its own reward. And just like that, the equation stayed unbalanced. Elias remained a good man in the eyes of the living, and a stranger in the memory of the dead.